March 8th, and we're coming for our first victory.
Well, Jalen Brunson, Rich, may have never won a Maui Invitational, but
He's a national champion.
And
He's fine.
a 30-plus year title drought for Villanova. Exactly. And now Knicks fans are hopeful that he can do the same thing for New York. And it's not just the Nova Knicks by his side. Karl Anthony Towns is the big man in the Big Apple, leading the team in scoring over 26 points a game. But the Knicks, they're going to have their hands full against Dallas. The Mavs have the league's longest active win streak against New York. And Kyrie hasn't lost to the Knicks since he played for the Celtics. We're counting you down on ESPN.
Welcome to NBA Countdown, presented by DoorDash.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving Eve, everybody. I know I am so thankful to have Kendrick Perkins, Chiney Agumake here in studio with me. Richard Jefferson is here as well.
We'll tolerate him.
I'm Malika Andrews. The Macy's Day Parade. Gentlemen, Perk got all dressed up for us here on this
Great outfit.
I mean, you ain't gonna find too many 6'10" brothers like myself.
No.
You know what?
I'm
That
one of
I
one.
can say is.
What color is this?
The
Turkey?
Macy's Day Parade is tomorrow.
It's skin tone.
The Knicks are hoping that there's going to be another parade that they're going to get to see in New York. All right, friends, it's a new era after all. The Knicks, they're finding their stride. The team scored 145 points on Monday, a game where Jalen Brunson had 23 points, a career-high 17 assists, making him the first Knicks player with 20 points and 15 assists in a game in 15 years. And it's not just him, right? The Knicks starters are averaging nearly 100 points this season. That's the most by any team this season, and it would be the most since season starters were tracked in the early 1970s. And this offense, it has been rolling, baby. Already scoring at least 130 points 3 times this season. That matches their total from all of last season, and all 3 instances have come in their last 4 games. So Kyrie has had one of the most efficient seasons we've seen so far.
Since Kyrie did it before and
gets to do tonight.
For a different team.
We'll be back with you in a couple of minutes. Time to send it out to Dallas. Mark, take it away.
Thanks, Malika. There is always something festive in the air on the night before Thanksgiving, and that's definitely the case tonight at American Airlines Center. This is a big matchup. 2 teams with 10 wins this year, the Dallas Mavericks and the New York Knicks. Welcome to NBA Courtside, presented by DoorDash. Both of these teams have won 5 of their last 6 games, and it's a great matchup of number 11s tonight. Jalen Brunson, the former Maverick, he is playing so very well for the Knicks this year. 25 points, 8 assists a game, and Kyrie Irving, a 16-point fourth quarter Monday night to deliver a win for the Mavericks in Atlanta. With Stephanie White, I'm Mark Followell. It's great to have you tuned in for coverage tonight of the NBA on ESPN. The job of the point guards is to organize the team, and what a wonderful job Jalen Brunson is doing, organizing a team that's got new faces. Particularly, his organization has been on point step when it comes to running the pick and roll with Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, they've been outstanding in the 2-man. They put so much pressure on the defense, and they can do it in a lot of different ways. When you have Karl Anthony Towns' ability to dive and attack the rim, he gets an easy one, and then you put a little tweak and adjustment, run his feint action with a back screen. You get him in rotation and go over the top. That keeps defenses from coming and blitzing Jalen Brunson and allows him to run free.
They've run 285 pick and rolls this year, the 3rd most in the NBA, and so efficient, scoring over 18 points per game out of those sets. That's 2nd best in the league. Of course, the Mavericks have a very good pick and roll point guard, Luka Doncic, but he's out again tonight with a sprained right wrist. But they've got a great organizer, a great scorer, someone who Jason Kidd says can do anything they need with Kyrie Irving, and they've continued to have success with Luka out and Kyrie running the show.
Well, Chiney mentioned it, almost 29 points a game without Luka on the floor, and what's been most impressive, his ability and efficiency from the 3-point line, shooting it at 48%. We know he steps up to the challenge, but what I've been most impressed with Dallas is collective effort. The ball is moving, multiple players getting involved in offense, and the Mavs are finding success.
3-1 record without Luka, averaging nearly 123 points per game. For more on the Mavs, let's check in for the first time tonight with our courtside reporter, Katie George. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Mark. Well, after spraining his wrist last Tuesday, Luka Doncic is set to be reevaluated by doctors tomorrow. Jason Kidd told us pregame he's trending in the right direction, so there is hope that he's able to return here soon. Unfortunately for the Mavs, Klay Thompson will miss his 2nd straight game due to plantar fasciitis in his left foot. Now, Kyrie Irving has stabilized this offense amid all the absences, but the Mavs will look to Najee Marshall as well as P.J. Washington to continue their production to get this done without Doncic and Thompson. In the lineup tonight, Mark.
Thanks, Katie. It's the Dallas Mavericks and the New York Knicks, their first of 2 scheduled matchups this year. It's time to get the holidays started. A Thanksgiving Day appetizer kicks off soon. Stay with us.
NBA Courtside on ESPN is presented by Dash Pass, your door to all things basketball.
How difficult is it without Luka?
Well, I know a lot of the pressure or the eyes are going to be on me.
Here comes Kyrie. Irving for 3. He's on a heater right now.
With Luka out, you're not going to just get one player to become Luka. It's going to take a team.
Marshall on the drive. Banks it in.
That's the beauty of our squad is we have so many great players who do different things well.
Blocked again by Lively.
Next play, next game, next day mentality.
Towns and Brunson, one of the most unstoppable duos.
Brunson kicks it back to Towns. Towns a three-pointer. Puts it in. Karl Anthony Towns.
This team just bring that New York mentality every single night. Find a way to win, never quit.
An explosion from OG Anunoby.
It's the Knicks facing the Mavericks.
Pretty fun way to spend an evening.
Welcome to NBA Wednesday, presented by State Farm. The Dallas Mavericks and the New York Knicks are just minutes away from tip-off at American Airlines Center, where Dallas returns home after a 3-game road trip in which they went 2-1. The Knicks, meanwhile, are on a 5-game roadie. They're 2-1 so far. Tonight is Game 4. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. Brought to you by Ray-Ban Meta Smart Glasses. Jalen Brunson, that is, and Mikal Bridges make up the backcourt, and a front line of Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and the new addition in his 10th year from Kentucky, Karl Anthony Towns, 10th in the league in scoring and 3rd in the league in rebounds per game. Meanwhile, for the Mavericks, Luka Doncic and Klay Thompson are out of tonight's game. That puts Kyrie Irving and Quentin Grimes together as the backcourt. Grimes, of course, the former Knicks player for 2.5 seasons. Najee Marshall will start for the 6th time this season. P.J. Washington starts, and Derek Lively now has more starts, 8, than games off the bench with 7. But all eyes tonight are on Grimes and Marshall, with Luka and Najee Marshall, with Luka and Klay Thompson, that is, not being in the starting lineup. Grimes will start for the 5th time this year. The former Knick, he did not play, Steph, on Monday night due to an illness that's going around the Mavs right now. Meanwhile, Marshall will start for the 6th time this year.
Well, these are 2 guys who can certainly fill it up, and I think Najee Marshall's emergence, particularly over the last 3 games, the Mavs have found that he can give us a little bit more offensively than we may have thought, and he stepped up.
New York coming off their finest performance of the season on Monday night in Denver. Tied a team record with 45 assists in the game, scored 145 points. They did that against Toronto last year, but when they did that, that was the first time since 1980 that the Knicks had scored 145 or more in a regulation game. Kyrie Irving, 44 in a home game against New York last year for Dallas. He's won the last 9 times that he's played against New York. They played a banger of a game last year here at American Airlines Center. Early January, Dallas got out to a big lead, held on for dear life down the stretch, and won 118-114. They swept the season series last